Urban Legend Will Evans, you know what it is, bro? Let's talk about it. Now, Drake is in hot water with UMG, and he had a little bit of an issue with them because they decided to flag his music after he tried to put out some content. He put out 100 gigs of content, which included some music, and he put this out without UMG's consent, I guess. And apparently, UMG is not happy about it. They flagged it. They told him to take it down or find a way for them to monetize off of it, or he couldn't have it up. And it seems like it's all on streaming platforms. All the music that he put out is on streaming platforms, and all the content that he put out has been flagged and taken down against his will, actually. He's the one that revealed this. Now, the first I saw this was this tweet right here, where it says, Drake's UMG agreement likely includes an exclusivity clause, as is the case in nearly all deals, preventing him from releasing music commercially, for sale or stream, without their involvement. The label is probably already working to monetize the self-leaked hard drive songs. So Drake self-leaked a lot of this content in these songs. And if you don't understand, Drake's deal basically is they own all the rights to Drake. So his music, his voice, any interviews he does, any photos he takes, anything he posts, all of that stuff that revolves around his likeness is owned by Universal Music Group. And he tried to put out some content and some music without their consent. Now, Drake is just, I believe, doing what he felt was best from a marketing perspective or a branding perspective, and trying to, get around this Kendrick situation where it's like, man, I've been looked at a certain way because of the Kendrick Lamar battle. I'm trying to put out some content for the fans, and maybe UMG behind the scenes is not feeling like this is a good time for Drake to put anything out. Now, he has a $400 million deal has been reported over there at UMG, and that report was confirmed by the UMG chairman, Lucian Grange. And, this was a big deal for UMG to get with Drake because it made it where they owned everything Drake did. And obviously, Drake is a huge artist. It was even said by Steven Stout that if Drake went independent instead of signing that UMG deal, the music business would have been over all the way together. And that was said in the article in 2020. Drake's deal includes everything related to his likeness. So for him to try to put out content without their consent, it really didn't work out. This is what the article says right here. It says Drake slapped with a copyright strike after dropping unreleased music. UMG wants the new songs taken down. Drake dominated the news cycle when he dropped 100 gigs. And it said the rollout worked as fans sifted through unreleased footage and reacted positively to new collabs with Lotto and 21 Savage. The only problem was Drake's label did not appreciate the drop. UMG issued a copyright strike against the rapper on August 9th. They ensured that the 3 new songs Drake put out were taken down. They're no longer available to stream on the rapper's official website. So Drake tried to pull a move where I'm going to put my songs on my website like Kanye kind of did. And he kind of found out that it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen that way. It says the copyright strike was actually confirmed by Drake himself. He took a photo on his Finsta account and shared the notification he received from UMG. The screenshot stated that the access to the content had been restricted due to reports from a third party. The third party being, of course, his label, UMG. It's currently unknown which new song triggered the copyright strike on the part of UMG. The only song that gained traction was It's Up and has done so on 21 Savage, due to 21 Savage's combative verse. Now, this is the screenshot. I'm going to put it on screen for you guys to see that Drake put up showing that UMG took his music down. I think that it's important to note when we talk about this right here that when you sign a record deal, you are signing away more than you think you are a lot of times. And even somebody as successful as Drake is affected by it, and it's sad to see because he didn't have to sign a new deal technically. He didn't have to go back into business with UMG. He was a free agent at one point where he had the option to go do his own thing or go back into business with UMG. And he decided to go back into business with him. And I think this is what happens when you do business with the labels. No matter how much money you make them, and Drake has made them billions. I'm telling you guys, Drake has made UMG billions, I'm sure, I'm assuming. Just from everything that he's done, it doesn't matter. They always want the next thing. It's always about the next thing. What have you done lately? And unfortunately, you got to find out the hard way like this when you want to do something in the space of creativity or you want to have some freedom. You find out that they own you. Chance the Rapper had that famous line once upon a time where he said, I called the label or something like that, and labels told me to my face that they own my friend. It's a sad thing, man. This is what Prince was talking about, ironically, right? This is what Michael Jackson was going through. This is what a lot of the artists in the music business, when they get to a certain level of success, this is what they go through. They want to do something creatively, creatively, excuse me, and they don't get the option. They don't get the option because you signed a deal. And it's sad that for Drake's deal, it was reported that his deal includes recordings, publishing, and merchandise. So when we looked into the details of this deal, and I went and found the details of this deal because I wanted to be sure when I came to the platform and talked about it, what exactly his deal was and what that means. Like when you say recordings, publishing, all those different type of things, what does that actually mean? I specified in a previous video that I did exactly what Drake's $400 million UMG deal was. I'll show you guys right here so you get the full scope of what his deal actually entails. But I want to show you guys something that was interesting that Steve Stout said. When Drake was going for negotiation for his contract in 2020, Steve Stout, who's a music industry executive, he said this about Drake's about Drake's free agency. He said, Drake is about to get the biggest bag in the history of the music business by far. You think that if Drake right now, completely independent, if Drake posts a picture on the gram of his new album with a link in bio, new album out, and he was fully independent, Drake would make $10 million a week for 60 weeks. Steve Stout also said, if Drake goes independent, the music business is over. Drake has the bargaining power to negotiate a net profit split with the best deal, blah, 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 blah. Now, that's what was said. So that tells you guys how important it was to get a deal done for Universal Music Group with Drake. So they did get a deal done. And we have it right here in front of us. I want to give it to you guys and I want to break it down. This is what the article says. This is from AOL.com. They reported what Drake's record deal was. It says, after rampant speculation about a bidding war for his services, Drake appears to have finalized a mega deal with Universal Music Group that can net him $400 million when it's all said and done. An official figure has yet to be disclosed. According to industry insiders, the deal will cover Drake's recordings, publishing, merchandise, and visual media projects. I'm going to break all those down in a second. All four of those are different, and I'm going to break them down in a second what that means. It says, in a report by Variety, the news of the agreement was confirmed on Tuesday, May 3rd by UMG, Universal Music Group chairman, Sir Lucian Grange. So Lucian Grange confirmed that this is the record deal that Drake got. $400 million for his recordings, publishing, merchandise, and visual media projects. That's what Drake gave up. They gave him $400 million for that. And this is a similar deal to what The Weeknd got, is what the article says. So let's break this down, bro. What does that mean? If you don't know the music business, you got to understand that this is a 360 deal, essentially. This is essentially, you give up everything that pertaining to your likeness. We want to own it, but we're going to give you $500 million. And that's what Drake did. So let's break it down one by one. Recordings. Drake's recordings, publishing, merchandise, and visual media project. Recordings is anything that he get on the mic and say. If Drake get on the mic and rap, if Drake get on the mic and sing, if Drake get on the mic and poopity scoop, like Kanye West, they own that. All that music, Drake don't own his own music. So when you guys see Kendrick Lamar is able to go and say, you know what, all the YouTubers, y'all can make money off my music, bro. I ain't tripping. I'm taking all the copyrights down. Y'all go ahead and make all that money. That was a big middle finger to the industry because Kendrick Lamar he has the power because he owns his music to be able to say, everybody can make money off my music right now. Drake don't have that power because he don't own his music. So that was, when Kendrick did that, that was a big middle finger to the industry to kind of, it was a flex. It was a flex on Drake. Like, bro, I don't even got to get paid off of all my music. And I'm still, you feel what I'm saying? I'm for the culture. So that was the flex that Kendrick Lamar did. So Drake can't do that because they own his recordings, his music recordings, right? Now, publishing. Publishing is the ability to license the music out. What does that mean? When we hear Kendrick Lamar song on TNT during the NBA playoffs, right? That's licensing. UMG owns Kendrick Lamar's publishing, right? And I don't know if they own 100% of it, but I know they have a percentage of Kendrick Lamar's publishing. So both Drake and Kendrick have deals with UMG, but Kendrick's deal is a publishing deal, not directly, you know what I mean? They don't own everything Kendrick has. They own everything Drake has. Big difference. So when people say, why would UMG want to get involved? The label making money regardless, because they have a longer term investment in Drake. When all this is said and done, they don't want these allegations to hurt Drake's career. Yeah, they like the battle. They like the streaming money. They like what they're making in the short term. But in the long term, from a business perspective, they don't want Drake's image to be tarnished to the point where they can't make money off him in the future, because we just gave him $400 million in 2022. That was 2 years ago. So we're trying to still recoup our money and make some more. We can't have his image tarnished and the product that we just bought be worthless essentially. So they need Drake to kind of win this beef or come out, you know, a little more clean than what he's been coming out lately. So that's the reason why. People are like, oh, the label will make money regardless. No. Yes, they will make money in the short term regardless. In the long term, it hurts them very badly if Drake doesn't if he loses his career behind all these allegations, man. So his publishing, that's licensing the music out. So if you hear a song on a movie, if you hear a song on TV or commercial, well, whoever want to pay to use one of these artists' song on their project or whatever is going on, that's what publishing is. UMG owns that too from Drake. Merchandise. So when y'all see them OVO Jordans, when you see the OVO Nikes, this is why people are saying, or not people, this is why the reports are saying, you know, Drake has a Nike deal. And, you know, when they saying that UMG wants Kendrick Lamar to apologize because Nike is calling and the NFL is calling and all these major corporations are calling, that's why, bro. Because Drake has a merchandise deal with UMG. So they own his merchandise too. So when y'all see the OVO sweaters and the owl, all the, you know, merch and stuff like that, and you see the OVO Jordans, yeah, they own that. UMG owns that. They gave Drake $400 million so they can own that too. So that's a big part of it too, because Nike is gonna call and they have some say so in what's going on between Kendrick and Drake because of that, right? And visual media projects. Visual media projects. So that means music videos. That means interviews. This is why we don't see no whole bunch of interviews from Drake. Interviews, you know, your music videos. If he does a film project, anytime you get on camera and it's not music related, but you just did a visual media project, not visual music project, not just music videos, visual media project. Anytime you get on camera, we own that too. His whole life is owned by UMG. Now, they gave him $400 million, so they're supposed to get something back for $400 million on a business level. But also it restricts him a lot. And from what I'm hearing, this ain't confirmed, but I've seen reports that Drake is required to put out 2 albums a year. People think that Drake drops all the time and they give Kendrick a lot of backlash. Like, why don't Kendrick drop? Kendrick can drop when he want. You know, he drops once every 3 or 4 or 5 years because he has the freedom to. You know what I mean? Drake don't have that freedom. They gave you $400 million, they expecting something from you. So there you guys have it, man. Drake is under ownership of UMG. Everything related to Drake, his artistry, his presentation, anything he puts out, whether it's content, music, interviews, whatever he does, UMG has to approve it, clear it, and profit off of it before they allow him to do it. So that's the sad situation that Drake is under. And obviously, you know, he probably wants to do a lot of different things creatively, but he can't until he gets that permission from his bosses. That's what it is, man. That's why I thought when he was saying those Kendrick Lamar lines on the Drop and Give Me 50, the push-up song, I was like, the way you doing Split Your Pants Might Rip, bro, you can't say those lines when UMG has this much of a hand in your pocket. And we know that you have, you know, other people that you have to pay as well, whether it's, you know, different things in the past from Cash Money deals and Jay Prince deal and things like that. I thought it wasn't a good line or a good path to go down in that battle because he can't play that game. You know what I mean? He has a lot of handlers. So that's what it is, man. I don't have much more on this topic. You guys do the research for yourself and you tell me what you think about this in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here.